Killer. Time to reset the voting.
Oh, cool.
Alright, welcome everybody to get into this game. We are now set up for the voting, so everyone should go do that. We will be spawning directly on top of the red Zerg, which will be golden, and apparently he is just always going to be red. And, oh wait, no, there we go. We actually have different colors this time around. Gold's going to be blue. Golden is actually blue. He's blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die. And he's going up against dignitas.KiLLeR, the pink Zerg. In the top left, we are playing this out on Antiga Shipyard, the ESL IEM version of Antiga Shipyard, which is very much similar to the GSL version, with the supply depots on the bottom of the ramp, as well as the blue minerals in the middle of the map, as well as forced cross spawns. So we have ourselves essentially a two-player map for this ZVZ to take our semifinals of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore's America's Qualifiers.
Gonna be ZVZ. This is gonna be really fun to cast. Golden and Killer, very nice Zerg players. Unfortunately, I've seen less of Killer than Golden, so I don't really know his style in ZVZ. Do you know? Do you know?
He likes roaches. He's not a big fan of going for banelings and everything at the start of the game, from what I've seen of him in the past, and I really think we're going to see more of a defensive start from him. But it's also
Okay.
best of 5, so we're probably going to see everything at some point.
Right. I mean, it's always nice in a best of 5 in the longer extended series to mix in things to really surprise your opponent, because you really don't want Golden to know, hey, I'm a very defensive player, I'm not going to attack you early, and for him to take advantage of that, and vice versa. You know, if Killer knows anything about Golden.
Yeah, and Golden went for a 10 pool. So we have
Well,
the switching up starting already.
well, it seems like Golden he played actually very. I mean, for the majority of the games last series, he was pretty defensive, very stable, and didn't really do a whole lot of aggression. But there was that 7 pull in the 4th game, and now we have a 10 pull just right off the bat.
Yeah, and we see actually a lot of harassment going down from this drone, just stopping this hatch for a very long time, and there we see it delayed by 100 minerals, but that is seriously significant when we have a 10 pull out from one of the players, but it's looking like it's more of an economic 10 pull. He's not going to be able to do that much damage because the hatchery first was not done by Killer, which is what the 10 pull is designed to kill. So now we're seeing Golden going for more of an economic style of the 10 pull, getting out the earlier queen, which is going to allow him to get a lot more larvae on the field.
It's also going to get him an Overlord kill, so that's pretty cool right there. I mean, that's almost worth it. This early in the game, losing any Overlords at all is just a huge disappointment for the player. And yeah, so we're just going to have a evened up game, really, despite the difference in openings.
Yep, the larva really does even out. We take a look at the unit station, we even see that Killer is only, actually scratch that, they're now even on drones, and ooh, look at that, scratch that, Golden's ahead on drones now. But they're about to be even yet again because 1 and 2, and that's going to be even.
Yes, they are now officially even, and no more drones on the way, at least for now, because they're both getting their other production up currently. Not really a huge difference between the hatchery timings. Of course, Killer's is up a little bit sooner, but both players are also getting gas. Metabolic boost is the one thing that's really different between these two builds. Obviously, Killer's is a lot farther ahead than Golden's will ever be, so if he wanted to put on any aggression, he could.
Yeah, now we just gotta look out for the timings of Roach Warrens, Bailing Nests, all that stuff will be thrown down. Killer right now could go for Bailing Nest if he wanted to, but odds are I think we're going to be skipping the Bailing aggression in this game from both players. I believe we'll be seeing more of a faster Roach or Evo Chamber style, or you can just make me a complete and utter liar and we'll have Killer going for the Bailing Nest.
It's possible that they actually won't use it though. Could only be a defensive Baneling Nest if he knows that Golden is going for aggressive style. And since Golden did open with a 10 pull, it's always in the back of your mind. Do players who go for 10 pulls, are they just naturally aggressive? So should I get a Baneling Nest just in case? And that's probably what he's getting.
Yeah, we actually are seeing Golden going for the Bailing Nest as well, and which is
Oh.
really bad for my calling of games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Killer's getting like 30 lings right now, so he's definitely actually going to put on a lot of aggression, and now it's going to be up to Golden to actually be able to defend this. When it hits, I'm not sure if Golden's metabolic boost is actually going to be finished if he hits now. Definitely not.
Yeah, these banelings are gonna be used quite aggressively, but with Golden having that earlier queens and everything, look at how defensive he's playing. He's got a spine crawl going on his main base to cover the ramp. He's got queens at the ramp to make sure they can even make sure to be doubly safe in terms of anything pushing forward. But there are so many lings going and try and be aggressive. They're gonna start working on picking off these baneling cocoons. But there we have Killer trying to get in, but these queens with their ranger do a lot of damage. There's the Baneling's almost getting wasted on that drone. That would have been a really unfortunate loss from him. But now we're going to have the Banelings trying to trade Banelings for Banelings. Golden. Those are quite bunched up from Killer right now.
Yeah, he
And,
does remedy the situation though.
yep, and there we go. Big explosion going down there.
Oh.
Lot of lings are going down there. But the drones, oh, ho, ho, ho. Really, really, really close there, and the losses could have been much worse. But Killer, will he continue the aggression or not? No, because he's going for lair tech.
Yeah, just going for a tick behind this. He could surprise his opponent with Spire, and it does look like to be what he's doing. He is getting up to 4 gases, so I think he's just going to follow this up with some muta aggression, which is really, really nice. And it's nice to see him being aggressive after you say that he's usually defensive. It's nice to see him aggressive just right off the bat, really throw off your opponent. And whether or not Golden's actually going to be prepared for this, that's uncertain. This could really, really surprise Golden.
Yeah, I mean, Killer's lair almost completing. We'll see what it's going to be going for. With all the gases, probably Spire. Golden's got his lair halfway done. And if you look at everything else, there's the Evo Chamber. Will he research from it?
That might be a defensive Evo chamber just in case. Wait, who got the Evo chamber?
Oh, it was Golden. So Golden
Oh,
got
it
the
was
Evo
Golden.
Chamber. So he's going for
Okay.
roaches, but we are seeing the Spire going down from Killer.
All right. Yeah, I'm getting protection tabs confused. That happens all the time in ZVZ. But yeah, so upgrade for him and a Roach Warren also. Unfortunately, his Overseer, if he morphs it now and sends it in, oh, it actually is. He's suiciding an Overlord, but it's not actually suiciding. He should morph that into an Overseer. Go and get the Scout, confirm as to what Killer is doing, because he really needs to find out. He does see the early-ish. No, he can't tell if it's an early lair or not. He just sees the lair. Unfortunately, doesn't see much else.
Yeah, but now Killer's gonna go ahead and save the drone by making it into an extractor and then canceling to get his hatchery down. But this Overlord did see the lair, but it hasn't seen the Spire, but it will shortly. He's doing
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying, getting that Overseer.
Yeah, it's really what you need to do in a lot of ZVZs. Once you get your lair, you send an Overseer and to make sure you're not going to be surprised by things like Mutalisk. And he does see the Mutalisk or the Spire forming, so now we should see some spores going up.
Yep. And the Spire is very, very much done now. You've got 9 mutas coming out from Killer, and he's got enough that he can go for the research as well if he wants to. Whether he goes for Carapace or Attack, both are viable. Especially if he thinks that they're going to be mutas coming in from the opponent, it's actually better to get your Carapace upgrade.
That's true. Actually, but unfortunately, Golden isn't actually getting it, and it looks like he doesn't want to really stick on a whole lot of Mutalisks. Yeah, I was wondering what the gas was being saved up for from Killer, and he's just gonna go ahead and get some Mutalisk, attack, try and do damage, and then just macro up with Infestor Roach behind it, which is the more popular style for Mutalisk. It used to be that they could go for huge groups of Mutalisk and just stay on it, but that's kind of fallen out of style.
Yeah, so now the time is going to start pushing forward, but look at Golden getting 3 spores in his main base. He really does not want to take damage from those mutas.
Those are perfectly timed too. Well, this one isn't, but yeah, the other ones were. 4 queens though should be able to scare off these Mutalisk in time. Actually, almost going to force them into the spores. Not quite needs reposition. And the 9 Mutalisk, that's going to be it. They are doing, they're messing up Golden's economy a little bit. His macro is probably going to take a hit, and they could deny his third.
Look at more spore crawlers are now down. I mean, if you just think of every spore crawler as a killed drone, that means we would have 2 drones there. We've got another 3 drones there. That's 5 plus another one. That's 6 drones that have been killed on top of the 8 already. So 14 drones have been taken down by Killer. Or not really by Killer, but because of Killer.
Right, yeah. This is a very clean style that's coming out from Killer right now. Just bam, bam, bam. And then you look at the production that's behind it. Look at his infrastructure behind it. His third's already up. It's already droning. But Golden, who's been on the defensive, his isn't up. So that's just a lot cleaner play from Killer.
Yep, and then we have another Overseer morphing over here. Killer does not want to get caught by any burrowed roach shenanigans that can really catch him off guard. But his passing glands are almost done, and he has his infestors on the way, but so does Golden. So we are going to be seeing infestor wars popping out, and we're also seeing Killer going for pneumatized carapace, the speed upgrade for his overlords, but no vengeful sacks, so we're not going to see any kind of cool drops.
That could happen a lot later on, but it seems that pneumatized carapace has been getting a lot more recognition as a nice scouting tool, especially for late game PvZ when Hydrals come into play. You don't want to lose unnecessary overlords. The drone count is actually in. Oh, no longer actually. It was in Killer's favor for a long time, but Golden finally has gotten back up there, now surpassing him by one and going for the earlier Hydra tech. So that's kind of splitting up his gas, and this could either benefit him or it could not. It kind of, depends on when and how Killer strikes.
Yeah, what I really enjoy from Killer is the fact that he's got his mutas split up, or he did have them split up. There we see him split up again. Three mutas are coming off in one direction, four, one. He's making sure that he can't get them all caught by a single chain fungal to kill them, because that is the big weakness of when you go for fungals. I would go for mutas against fungals.
Right, exactly. And at this point in the game, after you've already switched out of that muta tech, one really beneficial, cost-efficient way to use those mutas is to bait out those fungals before attacking. And Killer is on his way to being maxed. So both that nice drone counts, they're probably not going to drone anymore. They're just going to get that maxed army.
Yeah, and the fourth baseman Killer is going to start getting assaulted by these roaches, but maybe not. They're going to go ahead and retreat. But Killer could also send those mutas like individually to go ahead and try and pick off infestors. But that's one of the reasons why we have all these spores in the middle of the map, and why Golden is hugging them with his infestors. He doesn't want to get his infestors caught off guard by his mutas in the middle of the map.
Right, exactly. Now the Hydralisk out, they'll probably never get a fungal baited out again. They're probably just gonna die like right now, but Killer is moving out. He does have Hydralisk on the way and some infestors. What is the infestor count? 6 for Golden and 5 for Killer. So it does go in Golden's favor.
And there's that fungal landing on those mutas quite effortlessly, allowing those hydras to just rip them to shreds.
Nice fungals going out from Killer on the flip side, though, catching some Hydralisk off guard, and a nice concave for, I think, Killer actually has the better one right now.
Oh, but they're going to all the invested Terror. It's
yeah.
going to be really hard to actually call this battle. Golden is coming out a little bit ahead in the supply. He's actually trying to get more ahead in the supply, but Killer's got a better Hydra count. His DPS is going to be much more than Golden's, and now we're starting to see Golden's supply plummeting. The fungals are not going to be enough. The energy is gone for those infestors, and that's going to be these Hydras from Killer just dealing so much damage.
Yeah, they are. Golden actually got a very nice arc towards the end, but those Hydras are still dealing too much damage. He does have enough roaches now that the Hydras are just glass cannons. They're going to die easily. Killer needs to reinforce with more roaches, and here they come. So Killer's really putting on the aggression.
Yeah, this is looking like he might be a little overzealous. He doesn't have enough roaches to buffer for the Hydras. Now more are coming in, but he's got to keep those Hydras alive. Golden's got the defensive advantage, getting those roaches and everything faster into there, and his infestors are starting to get a little bit more energy, but he's just using them individually for the infested Terran. The Spine Crawler is now going to be helping a ton, poking some of those Hydras to death. Killer looks like he's overextending himself in the face of Golden.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's +2 actually didn't finish until like a few seconds ago. For most of that battle, he didn't have it. He should have waited for it and then attacked. Unfortunately, losing a lot of high gas units like all those Hydras. His infestor count is also a little lower than Golden's. Currently 4-2 in Golden's favor, which can really play a huge part in these ZVZ battles.
Yeah, now, this is going to be really interesting to see that there we have the fourth now coming from Golden, so close to the fourth of Killer. But Killer's been able to mine his for a little bit. We're going to see a drone at least go down. Maybe another one as more units are coming in. Never mind, that is just a swarm against that Lings. Yeah, but now we're seeing pushing forward. That's actually been a lot of those units. Golden's now got the superior concave over here. Some fungals landing on top of his infestors, but Killer may just have enough units. But Golden, where is his supply right now? He's now streaming forward. He's going to be able to kill off a lot of these units, but it's a lot of this stuff is tied into production. Golden's got 15 roaches about to pop out. Another 13 are on the way now. This is going to be ridiculous when they actually pop out and get to join the army.
Yeah, and he's actually, I'm surprised that Golden isn't getting any more investors now that he has this high ground. They're very effective on the high ground where they can really take advantage of that choke that leads up to it. So I'd love to see some more from Golden, but as it is, his army just seems to be enough from Killer, and he should be able to take out the mining at this fourth base.
Yeah, there's a single roach over there attacking that middle line. Another Hydra had 5 drone kills up on the high ground. But the Fungus now landing for Killer, but his concave is so inferior to Golden's. Golden's got a
Oh.
30 plus supply lead, and now Golden's going to be able to stream forward. And these investors don't have enough energy for Fungal, so they're going to throw down Infested Terran, but those will just die.
Yeah, unfortunately, Killer, if he had like a lot more infestors with fungals, running down that ramp would have been a no-no for Golden, but as it is, he was able to get down one more fungal, actually going to kill off a few more roaches. Another fungal dealing tons of damage. He needs roaches, though. He needs something on the ground besides just infestors, and it's all built up in production right now.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of an unfortunate death for some of those units, but now we're going to have the death of this fourth base also for Killer, because Golden is going to be pushing forward, doing so much damage, and well play comes out from Killer. That will be game number 1 going to Golden.